I started preparing this presentation a long time ago. The only issue that I have is that I travel so much that it's hard for me to do this kind of thing. And I knew that it was going to be hard because I didn't know how long it was going to take me. But I'm so glad that you guys, you gave me so many questions that I was like, yes, exactly. This is fact of the matter is that I judge a lot. And then I feel like I need to talk to people and just tell them, people, please stop doing things the way you're doing, because that's not the way we judges see things. It shows very easy. So then I'm so glad that you guys are here. I'm going to start. Oh, I was going to tell you that I was starting to prepare the presentation 2 days ago. And then I went ahead and saw your videos and saw your questions and the whole thing. I started moving it around. So I was going to do the reviewing of the videos at the end, but I think I'm going to start with that. I'm going to start with reviewing the video, and I was going to just do 5, but no, I'm going to do them all. Michael, you just submitted it last night. I'm like, we need to talk about this because I want you guys, even Yojin, I judged you. I don't know if you guys saw me. Maybe you didn't see me, but when I judge, I always have a notebook, and I'm like, I don't want to like brag or anything, but I have a lot of experience on this. I've been doing this for more than 10 years. So I'm like super quick at like picking up like what needs to be done and what needs to change, or why I gave a specific score. Like when I looked at you, Eugene, I didn't know that it was you, but I did make notes, and you were the first one to come out in that division. And I was like, oh, she's so good. I actually have it written down. I'm like, she's so good, but only if this and that. So little things that can be tweaked right away. Training that it's obvious people are not having because people don't understand what they need. But we're going to solve that today. Go to the presentation right away. I have your questions here, and I'm going to press. A ver, ¿cómo es esto? Ajá. ¿Y qué? Así, ¿no? Ay. Okay, guys. Let's see. I tried to answer as many out of the questions I will answer at the end, but basically are already the same questions that people at the beginning asked me about. Okay, so I do this event like once a year, and I'm gonna try to do it. I'm actually starting my YouTube channel, so I can do this like often, like maybe like once a week or something, like little by little, like one question at a time, because one question can take me a full time. So we're gonna try to go a little bit fast, but not too fast. And the reason why I called it Inside the Judge's Mind is because I really want to see, really want you guys to know what, because we have control over how you're going to score. You don't have to please, or you don't have to choreograph to the audience. If what you want to do is win, what you want to do is choreograph for the judges, choreograph for the criteria, choreograph for the rubric. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna first present myself. I don't know, like if you know me or not, but authority in dance competitions, because multiple times world salsa and bachata and cumbia champion. I'm the president of the Mexican Federation of Caribbean Dances by the World Dance Sports Federation. I'm actually we're the only certified judges for the World Dance Sports Federation. And also I was the one who created the bachata criteria for them. I had judged in major, including the World and Dance Cup, and then the World Salsa Summit, the earlier one. The creator in the World Dance Sports and in many other top competitions worldwide. They use my criteria. We were the ones who started winning all the competitions, and we set the global standard for bachata competitions, especially for team competitions. a coach of many coaches, and I've created a lot of world champions. I have 25 competition experience as a dancer, as a coach. As a dancer, I've been a dancer all my life. And a salsa dancer, it's been like 30 years, and a competitor and the whole thing like 25 years. The developer of competition standards and methodologies. And I created, because I'm an engineer as well, I created an innovative software for judging with live scoring and ranking. My software for the judges and intended for the competitors. My software, I have a place where I have the judges being able to hold. The main reason why I'm doing this is what I see when I'm judging. When I judge, I don't need people to tell me what they believe. I see it in their dancing. And honestly, it really, really worries me. I see people going over and over, like year after year, countries, the same thing. Because I just judged in France, and I saw that absolutely everybody, 100% of the people were dancing offbeat, and they were just dancing to the music. So to me, it's like, you're wasting everything, because timing is like, it had a lot of points in that competition, but it shows me that people are just like within themselves, and they don't like, they believe something, and then they pass it around. They tell each other like how things are supposed to be, I guess, and then that's what they present. So I was like, no, that's very worrisome in terms of like wasting your time, wasting your money. But then when I see, like in The Crown, for instance, that's scary, because cabaret with people that are not trained, it gets scary even for you, like for your body. So that worries me. Also, when I see kids, I wanted to talk to you guys this how I see things, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to check your videos at the end, but I'm gonna move them up because I want to show you how we see things. And I talked to other judges, and there's like a lot of them believe the same thing that I believe. When I see people performing, I see that they have a choreography, that they most likely copied pieces, bits and pieces from other choreographies from before. And then on top of the choreography, they pack with tricks, with copied moves, with even copied faces. They have the same faces. Like I start looking at people, especially kids or soloists, having this faces like the Colombians. One Colombian in 2019 came up with this face. 10 years later, everybody has the same face. So I see a lot of people adding a lot of ballet moves and a lot of contemporary moves when they don't know how to do that, or when they put them in and then they just do it in a way that doesn't make sense with a choreography. I see a lot of people using the same music. I've even seen, I go and judge, and then I hear a song, and the next competitor has the same exact song. I'm like, for real? Like, I want you guys to know like what we feel when we see that. It's just like, no, you know? So, and what I notice when I see this kind of thing is that you guys have this mentality. Watch. It looks to me like you think that if you add a bunch of tricks and add a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you're like, so I have a ballerina dancer, then therefore I will win because I have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and what matters is tricks and ballet. Or I don't know, but it looks to me like that's all you, this is the way you guys think. I don't mean like, I mean in general, when I see people competing, right? And I want to let you guys know that the only way we can do this, like if you really want to improve, and not only win, because sometimes you will win because there was nobody else, or because everybody else was like way worse, because you're in fact a level that is higher than the one that you're competing in. So winning is I think it's a good goal to have, but most of you guys were an amateur, so I would not have you have that as a goal unless it's the first time that you compete, first or second time. I think that your goal should be to improve so much that you can move up to pro or to semi-pro with dignity, not just winning by default, but like winning because you are like so good that even like from that win you start getting hired, because you can get hired. I mean, you're not going to get hired if you just win and you look like everybody else. You're going to get hired, and that was a question that Henry had. Um, what makes memorable? If you are good, not if you win. But if here we're talking about winning, so to win, look at this. To win, you have to see all the criteria and hit absolutely everything. It's better to have a little bit more, or to improve, you need to go in iterations. And you need to focus on absolutely everything. Notice how many more beats there are over here. None of these are 100%, but they're all very high. And then that adds up, because if you notice, the beats don't go to the other line. And this is an analogy I came up with a long time ago, even before the pandemic. I started hearing people ask or how they danced, and I was like, why don't they really bank on one criteria? What is the one thing? What is what is the criteria? Like your guys believe that there is one thing that is going to make you win, and shows the way you train. What I see, and this is something when I see other people, is that you guys have a choreography, you pack it with all kinds of things, and then you just rehearse. All you think about is like, okay, first I need to get a winning choreography, and then I just gotta rehearse. And if I rehearse this choreography, I'm gonna be able to do it. And it's not like that. Because if you rehearse, you see, like I made that little sketch with rehearsal, you're just pulling it, but it's heavy. It doesn't go on its own, because rehearsing is not gonna get you there when the load is like too heavy for you to handle. Instead of that, what I consider that is the optimal way is going by iterations. So instead of that, is like, instead of pulling it with rehearsals, you tweak the wheels and the engine so the car goes on its own. And then you go little by little, but you're gonna get there way much further, and then a lot easier. It's gonna be more like, it's gonna be like slower. It's gonna look like it's slower, but it really isn't. I wanted to make a quick analogy that I thought about this. When I was in my master's, I read a book called The Machine That Changed the World. And that one was talking about Toyota, how they came up with Six Sigma. I'm sure you've heard about that, like a long time ago. I think it was in the 80s or 90s. The way they came up with that is from the Ford. You know how Ford has, and it still has like something similar. What they do is that they build a car, and they continue building it, and then they go through stations, and at the end they check for mistakes, and they sell the car. And I remember when I was doing that my master's, I was driving an F-150, a Ford F-150, and I read that they were bringing back the F-150s because the wheel was faulty. So imagine that if you're at the end, you already have your car, and they're recalling your car because some people are getting into accidents. The wheel stops in the middle of the road. So imagine how dangerous that is, right? Toyota, what it does is that it goes one process, cleans, moves to the next process, next station, cleans, next station. So at the end of the road, the car has one mistake, because they're cleaning as they go. This is what I'm talking about right here. Instead of running your choreography and then rehearsing and thinking that by rehearsing you're gonna get there, what you want to do is work on your pick first, like look at your strength. So the choreography needs to be done in a manner that it hits all the criteria. But it has to mirror your current skills. And if you have time, let's say, for instance, right now we have exactly 12 weeks to Euroson. So if you guys are going to Euroson, I will take you guys right now and then be like, in this 12 weeks, this is what we're going to do. First, we're going to attack the choreography based on your abilities. I would be like, this kind of choreography fits you, even this kind of music. But I see a lot of people who come in with music that doesn't fit their skills or their strengths, and then their choreography really showcases their weaknesses, which is like is completely not right. So instead of that, I would like in iterations what you gotta work on. This is how you work on that. These are the skills that you need to develop in order to have this. We're gonna move this around. We're gonna put this over here. We're gonna put this over there. This is who you gotta hire to choreograph this section of your choreography, or this is who you know, regardless of who your coach is. Right now, I have here this girl that I was talking to in Spanish. She lives in Romania. She speaks English and Spanish, and she has a team of competitors. One of them is here. So she is her husband is a choreographer with her, I think, competition coach. And I also am the technique coach, and I have other technique coaches in my program. So what she does is that they're the rehearsals, they're the choreographers, and I'm the strategist. And then we have the technique program that their students go to. So it's a full package, not like one person doing the whole thing. So this is what I strongly recommend that you guys start thinking about, like just more in an integral way. Okay, so we're gonna go into, let me think. Oh, this is when we are going to start looking into your videos. Okay. Entonces, ¿le entendieron todos los chicos de español?
Sí, Miss.
Sí, ¿verdad?
Sí, entendido.
Perfecto. Muy bien, vamos a ver. Me voy a pasar a los primeros. Aquí tengo el primer video. Ahí está. Vamos a ver. Esta es Daniela. Daniela, tú estás para competir. Ahí estás compitiendo ya en Euroson, ¿no? ¿En ese imperio?
Fue en Imperio, en mayo.
¿En qué quedaste?
Quedé en sexto lugar.
Ok. ¿Quién quedó en primero?
Creo que fue Amanda Torreblanca.
Ok. La Ciudad de México.
Sí, ella.
Mi alumna ella. Ok, vamos a ver.
Esto es Imperio México.
Hacer una cosa. Voy a abrir aquí un simulador de I made these simulators for my students. I'm gonna talk to you guys briefly later about my program, my 12-week program for Euroson and Summit. But just so you know, if you guys have to leave, if I register to train with me today, I'll send you my flexibility band, as long as you live in the United States or Mexico, because I don't have shipping to other places. Okay, vamos a poner aquí. Ay, Dios mío, como que no le se mueve para acá y acá y este para acá. Vamos a poner este. Can you guys see the simulator? ¿Pueden ver el simulador? Vamos a poner este de este lado. Esto cerrado. Y esto así del lado izquierdo. Okay. Can you guys see the whole screen? ¿Pueden ver la pantalla? A ver,
Puede ver.
primero que nada tengo que ponerles que ya quitaron el... Ahí está, muy bien. Vamos a ver. Miren. This is one very important thing. When you have a competition, and this is like major, one of the people asked how was what is evaluation when you are in a competition like Euroson. As a judge, you have all the criteria. Okay, this is very important. A ver, please, everyone mute. A ver, vamos a ver, Nicole, ahí estás. Nicole, si no entiendes inglés, al ratito me dices si algo no entendiste. Ok, vamos a ver. If I go to a competition such as the World Latin Dance Cup, I will be given 2 criteria only, and I'm going to only be focusing on that. If I'm in Just For You, which is my favorite competition for this same reason, I'm only going to be given 1 criteria, and that criteria is the one that I'm the best in the world at, or I'm the best in the whole table at. If I'm in Eurozone or in Summit, I'm going to be given all the criteria. So when I'm looking at you, I'm not able to rewind. So I'm like judging right away. Timing, I'm not going to be counting unless I feel like there's something weird, and that feeling of something weird is instantaneous. If I feel like there's something weird, I'm going to start counting. But the fact that I get that I feel like there's something odd, that already makes it that you're not going to get 100 in the timing. So I want you to think that. So then for that reason, you need to be extremely aware and clear with your timing, just to talk about that. Okay, so I'm going to start here and I'm going to rewind it. Me voy a regresar aquí porque yo ya, nada más en la pura entrada, yo ya sé qué te voy a poner en algunos criterios. When you first start, aquí, I want you to know that you guys are getting judged from the beginning. Like that pose hits the dance technique and perhaps control, or like connection, which is what people judge when it's a solo.
Esto es Imperio México.
Están esa bajada que tú hiciste ya te quitó un montón de puntos. Ahorita vamos a hablar de las fusiones, es donde más cuenta la gente pierde un montón de puntos porque meten fusiones y no las hacen correctamente. Esto es preferible no ponerlo, si lo vas a hacer así. Si vas a hacer este pie ahí, olvídate. Ya con eso, y es rapidísimo. En cuestión de nada, yo me puedo dar cuenta. Son cositas bien fáciles. Entonces, en vez de que te ayude, te perjudica. Ahí te levantaste con mucho. Ese paso todo el mundo lo hace y todo el mundo lo hace de mal a pésimo. De hecho, por ejemplo, este paso, ahorita tal vez si tengo tiempo les enseño, si no, ahí lo voy a poner a una niña que está aquí, que es de Rumanía, que baila bien. A ella le enseñé este paso, a ella y a todos los que están en mi grupo, porque este paso lo tienen todos, pero todos lo hacen mal. Tú lo tienes mal desde la entrada. esa bajada la hiciste mal, la entrada está mal, ahí ya vamos a contar. 1, 2, 3. Ahí tienes, también la bajada está mala. Tu cadera debería estar mucho más arriba. Por lo menos si bajaste en el empeine. Por ejemplo, aquí el tiempo no me molesta. Entonces, tu tiempo yo te voy a poner aquí, tal vez te voy a poner 7.9, ponle. En musicalidad te voy a poner por ahí. Cuando estás bailando rápido, yo aquí te voy a poner un 6. Así, rápido, rápido. Entonces, en cuanto terminen de juecear, as soon as we're done judging, we have to turn in the entry. So we have to start judging as we see things. So in the moment, I already know that I'm going to go here. If you mess up on something, I'm going to start, like, for instance, if I see that you get off beat, then I'm going to start moving it around. At the beginning, you have pretty good timing, which is very rare. Your timing is good. I would not say it's super original, but the music is original. So like, I would be like, okay, good. And I would start having you go like over here because I like your choreo. It's pretty good. Okay, vamos a poner. I already started judging, and then by the end, I only have like 1 minute to like tweak the things. But this is how we go about that. That's the reason why you gotta be very careful about what you show.
Dame tu calor che fa sempre morte in comparati.
Tienes demasiado.
Che come ti pare subire.
Yo aquí ya te bajo más. Y aparte te bajo en coreografía porque tu coreógrafo no te debería estar poniendo este tipo de pasos si a ti no te salen. Entonces, yo te diría, tenemos 12 semanas para sacar todos los pasos que tienes, todos son rescatables porque absolutamente todos, excepto tal vez el fan kick. El fan kick no sé si lo puedas sacar porque no sé si es un problema de fuerza de flexores o la posición en la que entraste antes. O no sé si te falte rotación. Déjame ver. Si tú te estás metiendo, es por eso no te sube la pierna. El pie por lo menos sí lo tienes medio apuntadillo, pero la pierna no la explotas. Esto se puede corregir. Todo se puede corregir. Es una cosa que se necesita desarrollar ciertas habilidades y también memoria muscular. So what I was telling her, having a set score, right? But then as I see, for instance, because psychic was not well executed, I'm going to lower her techniques. I was going to give her 6. I'm going to give her 5.7. Choreography, I'm also going to lower it because even though her choreo is very pleasing. I really like her choreo is very well put together. And I really like the fact that song is not overused. Not everybody uses that song. It's not a fast song. I really like it. So I was going to give her like a 7 point whatever, but because the design was not for her, but for somebody who already mastered those moves that she is not mastering. So by the fact that they included that in the choreography tells me that that's not a good choreography design because it showcases it's bad for her. So let's say, imagine that she's done and then I'm going to be like, okay, so in this case, they have this 2 together, this one and this one together. So stage presence and also presentation. Her outfit is really nice. Everything is looking good. And her stage presence she doesn't look like she's copying anyone. Like her facial expressions are fake. It doesn't look like she's commanding the stage, but she doesn't look fake either. So it's like in between. So in this, I'm going to give her, a good 7.5. And control, I'm going to give her a 6 because her control is not there. Connection. So this is the thing that I don't like about this competition, is that they just care about explaining and then focusing on the criteria. Connection with what? It just makes no sense. So I'm going to use this as control, like connection to your own body and to the floor. The thing with Daniela is that her connection is not there, and I see it when she goes down and up on the floor. She uses the wrong muscles to come up and to come down, and the wrong technique, so she doesn't use her core. And also the fact that her back is like collapsed the whole time, that means that she's not connected. So for that, I'm gonna give her a 5 point. Difficulty, I think it would be pretty difficult. I mean, that she mixed a lot of bachata moves with a lot of other type of moves was pretty good. I don't think she executed any of the tricks well, like not even one. But you know, the choreography was pretty good. So then I'm like, okay, so difficulty, I'm gonna give you 7 or 6.9. Okay, let's say, okay. So I'm gonna go here, and this is what, and then at this point I finalize. So this is what I do and this is not how we judge, but this is my simulator that I give to my students so that they can go and then see these things. In my program, the 12-week program, I'm going to invite other judges to do help. They can tell you how they see it. And my simulator has this. It gives you a SWOT analysis, so it tells you what you need to work on, right? So over here is technique, dance technique, and connection, like control. Now, very important. And this is something very, very tricky. In this competition, and I really want you guys to see this, it is tricky and it's unfortunate. In this competition, when you read the rules, you will see that what they're looking at when they're talking about technique, they're describing dance technique, and they're mixing genre technique and dance technique together. As a judge, when I read what they consider technique, what they're considering technique, they're talking about lines, control, and all this kind of thing. They're not talking about aesthetics for the you're dancing, meaning they're not really specifying that. So for that reason, if I want to be very accurate, I'm going to judge the dance technique. Also, this is why it looks like the ballerinas are the ones who win. It looks like that. It's not true, but it's not true entirely. But this is one of the reasons when they mix both techniques in one criteria. Hold on, just voy a poner esta madre, ¿cómo se llama? Sorry. Let me just get this OBS. Que tengo que esta camarita. Okay. I'm going to just make my camera. Okay. Y bajarla. Okay, ahí está. Muy bien. Okay, so much to say about this. Thank you so much for your video. I really because it this is the kind of thing that I really get your presentation, Daniela, por cierto, tienes el mismo apellido que yo. Tu presentación es una presentación bien típica para mí. No es una presentación que me estrese, porque no es algo como que yo diga, no manches, esta morra está haciendo todo igual que toda la demás gente. No tanto, pero sí el hecho de que tu coreógrafo te puso pasos que tú no dominas y que evidentemente no estás trabajando el desarrollo de habilidades. Evidentemente no lo estás atacando. Para mí es una alerta. Tenemos 3 meses para corregir eso, es fácil corregirlo. Y cuando yo veo que la gente, por ejemplo, me llaman y me dicen una semana antes de la competencia, Miss, ¿me puedes ayudar con mi coreografía? Y yo, güey, esto lo tenemos que haber hecho hace como 6 meses, hace 3 meses. 3 meses es suficiente. Hay personas que necesitan un año. Necesitamos. Yo también compito en otras cosas y hay cosas que digo, para sacar este paso, necesito un año, que no tiene nada de malo. Me pongo a trabajar desde ahorita porque el año que viene voy a hacer ese paso, pero ahorita no lo voy a meter. Entonces, así, ¿no? Pero no me voy a esperar hasta un año para empezar a entrenar. Lo voy a empezar a entrenar desde ahorita, después meterlo en mi coreografía. Ok, vámonos a la siguiente. We're gonna go to the next.
Muchas gracias, Miss. Voy a tomar en cuenta todas sus recomendaciones.
¿Quién es tu coreógrafo?
La coreografía me la montó María Maldonado.
Pensaba que era la otra María, la María Catalán, porque la María Catalán yo siempre la recomiendo para los de salsa, pero para bachata me ha hecho coreografías que a mí no me gustan, pero esta coreografía está muy bonita, pero sí, a ti no te queda, ahí le queda a ella, ¿me entiendes? Es que esa es la cosa, tienes que, ojalá que entres a mi programa y yo te voy a ayudar. No es tanto lo que hay que cambiar, pero sí hay mucho lo que hay que trabajar. Y no es nada más ensayando, son maneras muy puntuales. Ok, vamos a ver. Ok, estás aquí, vámonos a, si no, me la voy a brincar para pasarme a aquí. La Mariel tampoco está aquí. Ok, vámonos, me voy a pasar directo aquí a Víctor. Víctor, ¿tú en qué, cuál es la división es esta? Es amateur, ¿verdad? O sea, ¿los dos son amateur o es pro-am o cómo?
Esa es Pro-Am,
¿Quién es el pro y quién es el am?
soy el Pro,
Ok. Víctor, ¿en qué ciudad vives?
en San Luis Potosí.
¿En qué quedaste aquí?
Quedé tercero, éramos 4 equipos.
No, pero estos son pareja, ¿no?
Sí, éramos 4 parejas.
Ay, tú nomás me estás mostrando a una pareja.
Bueno, ese sí es mi coreo de pareja, y quedamos en tercero y éramos 4 parejas.
Ok, ok. De todas maneras, te voy a decir algo, mira. Es bien importante que tengamos esto bien. Una competencia, así sea grande, por ejemplo, esta competencia está chiquita. Y sobre todo si somos pro, no podemos estar así como que, ay, quedé en tercero de 4. No. O sea, tienes que, incluso hasta si ganas primero, hay que ver a los demás. Hay que ver qué tan mal estaban los demás. Tenemos que ver eso porque lo que necesitamos es mejorar al grado que podamos estar. Les voy a decir el ejemplo de una persona que a mí me queda bien marcado. Esta persona se llama Joana, la empecé a hacer hace muchos años. Es un perfecto ejemplo de alguien que sin entrenamiento sabe competir. Ella cuando se convirtió en profesional, se empezó a poner a trabajar en sus piezas para competir y para ganar. Es impresionante lo que ella hizo en una ocasión. En la semifinal la tenía como en tercer lugar o cuarto. Y para la final, la morra en la semifinal nomás me preguntó así, Miss, ¿qué hago? No sé qué, no sé cuánto. Entró a mi clase, le puse unas cosillas. Para la final, la morra llegó y mató a todos porque mejoró un montón. Ella gana, pero no gana nada más así, sino que gana siendo realmente mejor y le ganó a una morra que está impresionantemente perrísima, que es mi favorita, así digo que en todo el mundo. Es una chica que se llama Aubrey, que vive en Los Ángeles. Ella le ganó porque para competir no es nada más bailar bien perro, o sea, tienes que pegarle a todo, ¿no? Entonces, en el caso tuyo, tú tienes que trabajar o sea, qué bueno que ahorita que no estás compitiendo. Ojalá entres también a mi programa, yo te llevaría por todo el año. Te estaría entrenando todo el año para que tú realmente un escalonzote. Ah, las coreografías de pareja necesitan verse los dos. Esta coreografía está toda ella, pero aún no la estás guiando. no está tan mal, como que si ella se está guiando sola, pero sí no la estás realmente guiando y estás como que nada más moviéndote así, la estás, ah, como nada más la estás persiguiendo. Entonces te voy a poner. Espero que, chicos, guys, if you guys have to leave early, please let me know because I really want to make sure that you guys get all this. And also you have the opportunity to sign up for my coaching series or to work with me either on this 12 weeks or in the whole year or whatever. And if you guys sign up today, I'll give you a gift in the whole thing. Entonces vamos a poner, te voy a decir a lo que me refiero con esto. Te voy a juiciar como si estuviéramos en el Eurozone. Mira, por ejemplo, este es ProAm, ¿no?
Sí.
Everyone, get this. The first thing I see here is a post. And the first thing everybody sees. If you're going to Summit, they even see you when you're walking in. I think I'm not sure how this year the stage is, but in past years, you walk in, even your walk-in counts. Over here in Eurozone, if I'm not mistaken, they also have, but in other competitions it's dark and then you come up, right? So the first thing, level 0 before you start your post. And when I'm judging Pro-Am, then I'm going to be judging her, right? Her pose needs a spiral. She's flat like this. She needs to be twisted and spiraled. Eso, por ejemplo, que está ahí, este es el típico problema que yo veo con la gente que parece como que tienen entrenamiento, pero no sé si lo tienen o no lo tienen, pero no lo están mostrando, porque este attitude, esto no está bien. O lo haces arriba o lo haces abajo, pero no a la mitad. Y si vas a hacer un attitude, el attitude no puede ir cerrado, tiene que ir abierto. Entonces, ¿es un escorpión o es un attitude? So, guys, watch this. If it's going to be this level, then it's an arabesque, or it's a attitude. And the knee has to be high, right? And if it's supposed to be high, and it's, watch, if this is, ¿cómo se hace esto? Okay. Si esto, if this is supposed to be closed knee, then it's a scorpion. A scorpion goes here. If it's this low, then it's an attitude. And an attitude has a knee this way. The knee is high, the foot is low. So you choose, and you chose neither. See what I mean? And this is very, very typical. Ok, vamos, ahí está. Seguimos. Misma cosa, o sea, estoy aquí, me gusta que hiciste plié para subirla, pero por ejemplo, la estoy jueceando a ella, ¿no? Y no está terminando su... ¿Eso qué es eso? O sea, ¿es un pasé o un coup de pie o qué onda? Está como bien raro, no se entiende qué está haciendo, ¿no? Por lo menos tiene los pies apuntados. Se metió sola, ¿eh? Y también se agarró ella sola. Ese, por ejemplo, yo la bajaría mucho más. Y ese, un de jump, tiene que ir abierto. Por ejemplo, ese split, fíjate, es bien típico, los splits. Ah, como tengo flexibilidad, voy a poner un split, pero está bien chueco. Entonces no te sirve. O sea, tenemos que, y esa cosa se corrige rápido, pero se tiene que trabajar la memoria muscular. No es con los ensayos, sino de una manera inteligente. Hay maneras de ensayar que no es nada más correr y correr la coreografía. Lo que yo veo es que tienes una cuestión de que entras a los trucos y sales de una manera muy anunciada. Está súper anunciado, todo está anunciado. Tú necesitas trabajar muchísimo tu movimiento corporal y tu presencia escénica. O sea, el hecho de que estés preocupado por ella no te quita la responsabilidad de que tú tienes que hacer tu parte. Cuando estás ahí, los dos, entonces no te puedes apagar. Están parados mucho tiempo, yo cambiaría tu coreografía. Tú bailas de acuerdo con esas vueltas son, te agregan, esta niña está muy bien, tiene muchísimas cualidades. Pero aquí es donde se pone la cosa divertida. O sea, this is where you have to think about this, and this is for everyone. This adds difficulty, but only if you do it right. If you don't do it right, then this is gonna take away from difficulty and from control. So how do you make sure that you do it right? If a week before you're not able to do it in any type of floor, in any situation, then you gotta take it out. Entonces, por ejemplo, ahí el piso puede afectar el movimiento con el que vienes de antes. Entonces, tú tienes que practicar eso, lo tienes que desarrollar a que con el piso flojo, el piso duro, viniendo como vengas, lo puedas sacar. Si en una semana antes no te sale 10 de 10, lo tienes que quitar. Te recomiendo que lo quites o lo modifiques hasta que te salga siempre, porque ese punto te puede quitar un montón de puntos. Ese paso está mal hecho. Ese paso está mal hecho, mira, esos pasos no se hacen así. Ella tiene que estar, en vez de lado, ella tiene que estar así. Así, porque está guiando sola. Ella se mueve. Ese paso no la estás guiando, lo está haciendo ella solita. Entonces, if there was nobody, if people like worse than her, you would have gotten first. Easy. Because she's really good. But you guys are missing a lot of your connection. She's missing polishing in her technique. And the connection is not there. The choreography doesn't flow. And the difficulty level is there, but at the same time, because you're not executing well, it's not going to be high. ¿Quién ganó primer lugar ahí?
Un compañero de la academia que se llama Max y Grecia.
Bueno, después si entras a trabajar conmigo, me vas a mandar todos los videos de todos, porque tenemos que hacer un análisis para poderte hacer un programa. Yo creo que con que tú le entrenes, el programa es para ti, junto con otras personas, para ti con tus bailarines, para ti con tu bailarina, para ti, ya sea con ella o con una pro. El problema aquí es la coreografía, es la estructura, es el entrenamiento, es como que la visión. Entonces aquí, pero no está difícil No está difícil, pero se necesita constancia. Yo le calculo, en un año tú estarías así en otro nivel. Pero es divertido. A mí se me hace padre trabajar un año, te conviertes en otra persona. Para mí es muy emocionante. Así lo hago con mis alumnos y conmigo, así me emociona. Como yo ya no puedo competir en salsa ni bachata, porque soy juez, me meto a competir ¿cómo se llama? En pole dance. Ando ahí haciendo mis cosas. Bueno, entonces me voy a pasar al que sigue. Does anyone have questions about what I just said in Spanish? Okay, because I'm going to move on to the next.
I'm not sure if it would show up on your list.
Let me just.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because I told you the reason why I'm going to go with you next is because I told you about this a long time ago, and you actually gave me your video a long time ago. So then I'm going to look at it right away.
That one actually kind of cuts short, then it doesn't show the very intro, the pose, but the video that I shared on the WhatsApp should have the actual
Okay.
earlier one. It's a little yeah.
I think that that intro, you didn't add it in the crown, did you?
So the intro with the pose is actually that stayed the same since the first competition, but we have changed some things in the middle. But the intro,
Really? Did you go that? Because that's like an Asian kind of sound, right?
yeah. So that intro starting with like this, and then like the putting hands together, turning around. That's been the same since day one.
And I think that it's another thing that you guys gotta think about. If we're like rushing in that competition, it was so fast. We had to, and we had so many criteria. It was so fast, like, you know. So I did not pick up on your real, like, on the beginning. I think that beginning, that intro is smart in the way that you did it, because it was very short and it makes you memorable. What kind of Asian are you?
Korean, yeah.
Korean. And what about the music?
So that instrument that begins with like very.
So my grandmother was Chinese. She died. But this is very clever because it's very small, as opposed to I'm gonna be like jumping in and out because I don't want you guys to miss any of this. Michael, you sent me a video with your intro is humongous. It's huge. An intro that is that large with another rhythm is not very clever. It's not gonna, like, because it's gonna confuse people. But this kind of intro makes you very it's just different. And so it's good, you know. And then the fact that and I remember when I saw you, I did not know that you were you. I think I've been working with you in one of my programs. I don't remember which, but I've seen you. And then when I saw you in person, I did not notice that it was you because you look different with makeup.
Right.
And I remember right away, as soon as you started the choreo, you started with your basics and you hit it really hard. And I was like, and this is something that I really recommend for everyone. Like, start showing that you have your genre technique down. Okay.
So one thing I just sorry.
Okay.
I want to share is that this part is the same, but then for Orlando, This video is just to show you the intro, but I would probably go back to the
other one, right?
yeah.
Let's go to this one. So, and I'm glad because the thing is that you have genre technique, but then your dance technique is off. And this happens a lot with people in your category. You guys don't focus on your upper body mobility.
Yep.
And a lot of times people think that it's just like your coaches think that there's nothing to do about that because you're already over 40. And it's so not true. There's so many things that can be, and you can get mobility in your, because you don't have mobility in your ankles and in your back. That can absolutely be tweaked. Like, give me, like, seriously 3 months and you're moving, you're opening. Give me 6 months, you're a different dancer. And this is one thing that happens with a lot of, they think that, oh, I'm just gonna give you the choreo. And it seems to me like you do a lot of salsa. Seems to me like you even social dance or something. You're like in your salsa foundation is really strong. Who's your coach?
Michelle Morales.
It looks, very, very, very solid. Your salsa is very solid. But for competition, we got to step up other things. So it's again, the looking into the abacus, being a great salsera, looking as great as you look is not gonna get you there, because competition, you need to step up on all the other levels, right?
Right.
So let's see. I can see it right there. Look, your back is completely flat. Your back is, look. Your back should be like this. It should move with your movement. It doesn't move. It should move like this. That's what I mean by dance technique. And your feet, you keep them this way. And feet need to articulate and go from this to this. So you need to go like this when you need to articulate. Even if you're like doing your basics, even as you're hit down, you cannot hit down like this. It needs to hit down articulated.
Okay.
I understand that you're like hitting the floor and you're going there strong, but why are you stepping with the heels, like from the heel? No.
Okay.
You see what I mean? Like, so there's a way to do those walks. For competition, the walks are very different than for a show. When you're dancing in the show and you're trying to look all like tough, like salsera, like that, that's one thing. Another thing is for competition. You gotta be, hitting all the criteria. So.
Okay.
So when you came up, I was like, she's really good. And I thought that everybody else was gonna be like not that good, and you were gonna win. But then it came a girl who's like, I think she's a pro.
Yeah, she owns a studio.
And then I was like, that girl, like, I think she's like some sort of like ballerina or something, and then she's a real like good salsera.
Right.
So then that's how did you get second?
I got the second, yeah.
The other girl is just like, and that's how it goes. So you have strengths, and this is for everyone. You have very, very strong strengths. You look beautiful. Your presentation is flawless. Your choreography is on point, but it's not 10. And when you have somebody else that has in all other aspects, and then it's not like neglecting any of the things that you're neglecting, they're gonna win, But
Yep.
if you go there and everybody else is below, then you're gonna win.
Right.
Sorry, like you're not gonna win. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I understand.
that's how it goes. Again, when I saw you, I was like, oh, I wish I could work with her. Like, so talk to Michelle about working with me. Like I can work with you and her. Like,
Yeah.
like I will train you on certain things. I would strategize for the things that you gotta do. If she's the one who rehearses you, I would talk to her and then just be like this and this and that. I don't think I would tweak your choreography. Let me just check.
Right.
Add one.
I can't.
Okay, so let's do this. Make sure that you join my program, and
Yeah.
I'll teach. I'm gonna put you on one of the challenges. I have a challenge for tricks, and one challenge for handstands. Anything upside down, because that's gonna give you points.
Okay.
And combined with the other ones, yeah, that's you also need that, because your choreography is really good, but it lacks difficulty level. Even though the difficulty on your salsa is super high, like it's really, really high, but you also need like more like flashy, a little bit flashy, Okay, very nice. Let's see, what am I doing here? Okay, this one is out. Okay, let's go for the next. I'm gonna go to the other Guadalajara girl. Francesca here. Margaret, ¿está Margaret?
Sí, soy yo.
Chava, vámonos con la Margaret. Margaret, ¿de dónde eres?
¿De Los Ángeles?
Tú eres la que estás con Jess y este niño, ¿ah?
Sí.
Lo que vi aquí es que ya había dejado ya lo había dejado tu teléfono. ¿En qué lo mandé? En Dropbox, aquí está. Mira, vamos a empezar con esa pose. La pose le falta a los dos, a ti y a él. Engage your muscles, and then you don't have. I notice that it's the same thing with everyone else in your group. Por ejemplo, estás haciendo ese paso, pero like what happens is that you are condensed. This is like you're lacking, you're not elongating your body, which all the moves that are not salsa related and you need it lengthened from the inside and out. And because you don't, then that is gonna impact your technique. Ahí, por ejemplo, like with the way he's holding you, for some reason, I don't know who's the one in fault, but you guys are not connecting. At the beginning, if I see this in a competition, I'm like, they're not connected. They're dancing on their own and then pretending like they're connected. Does that make sense?
Mm.
Yeah, like you're lifting, you're going irrelevant, but your body is not lifted. Eso está mal terminado. Esa pierna, las dos la tienen chueca. Es mejor que no la hagan si la van a hacer chueca. En todo eso de ahí, tienen que cerrar las piernas, las tienen abiertas. You need to work on your spins, because even though I understand that your guys are being it's like you're traveling, there is a technique for traveling turns. So he's dragging you because you are here and he's over here, and there is technique for that. So also talk to him about doing my program. I've worked with them before, and I think maybe I can maybe we can work, since we're so close, maybe we can work with the whole team or something, like the people from Romania are doing. But I mean, you're not competing right now, so but you have a lot of you have a lot of, your stage presence is really good, even though you're like nervous right there. You have really good stage presence, and you have a lot of talent, and you're so young. You can just, also the fact that you're not competing right now is really good, because you can focus on improving your skills to whatever move you do. You can do it, you do it justice, and then it actually adds to the grade, right? So a ver aquí. La bachata se ve bien rara ahí, porque parece que están bailando como salsa, como no sé qué, eso. Entonces tenemos que trabajar ahí lo que son los básicos, ¿no? Voy a terminar aquí con Michael. I'm gonna go here with Michael. Okay, Michael.
Yep.
Because I have so much judges judge rumba in a salsa routine. Should we reduce the amount? I think you're asking, and the answer is yes. Because yeah, I'll explain why. But like, for instance, if you saw Yojin, it was not a full section, and it was not out of music. It just didn't look patched. It looked like it just flew, you know. It was just and it was very little, not a full thing. Okay.
Right. My question was if you guys judged it separately from salsa.
I'm gonna address that in the next thing, because definitely yes, and it is any fusion, because that's not salsa, that's fusion. So
Gotcha.
it goes into the fusion, and fusion gets graded as well.
Yep.
So you gotta be smart about that.
Also, the video I sent you has a ballet intro.
Like,
That's going to be gone.
imagine you have 20%.
I mean, the intro is not going to be in the competition. That was a show. So that's gone. And we're just starting with basically the rumba, which I had calculated to be about 20% in terms of time.
When I judges are not going to be like counting, but you know, if they perceive you to be like, then it's not, you know, because they're not gonna rewind what they feel, and then that's it.
No, we can reduce it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Even let's say that you're not using it for the competition, but let's say that you are. The fact that you guys, your choreography looks extremely patchy. It looks like a puzzle. Like, I'm gonna put this, and then I'm gonna put this, and then I'm gonna put this, but it's not cohesive at all. Even in this intro, the 3 moves that you have there are disconnected. Even though she's the only one who's moving, it's completely disconnected. It's like, I place myself, I hold, then I do this, and it's just no. It's extremely disconnected. Like, she's doing something, you're doing something else. Cuando dice muerto, stop. Change it. Get into the mambo or whatever it is that you're doing. Already, like, see, the thing is like, what are you trying to do there? I can dance. Now we gotta be very careful about her because she's a ballerina and she dances like a ballerina. And that's not necessarily good. Like when you're in a competition, in a salsa competition, if you're attacking your salsa moves with ballet technique, you're not gonna get good points, and you're not gonna get on the good side of the judge. No, they're gonna be like, what? You know, another one. Like if I'm judging you, I'm like, great, you know, like another ballerina. The spins, she's spinning like she's spinning in ballet, so it's no bueno. Right away, I see the timing. I don't know if you're dancing on 1 or on 2. First, she hit back, she broke back on the 1. And then it looks like you guys are dancing on 2. So it's like, instead of going 6, 7, 1, you guys go in 1. It's like it's a little bit faster, and right away I could feel that the timing was off, and I don't have to count to know that it's off, but that will tell you that I'm not gonna give you a 10 in the timing. Does that make sense? So for instance, in this case, just based on this part, right away, because as you notice what I told Eugene, we are in a rush to judge, right? So we start right away with this, and then we go like, let me just move this guy up. We start here, and then my timing, right away, I'm gonna have you, we can have perhaps here, but the thing is, this is not genre, this is not, this, both of you guys are the same, right? Rising stars, right?
Yes.
So then I'm judging both of you. She has a lot of technique, but your posture is not up to par with her. So it's like, I cannot give you a full because you guys are not both full dancers, like dance technique dancers. So for that, I'm not gonna give you, let's say that you don't get a 10. You get an 8. But in the moment that she starting to contaminate her salsa with ballet, I'm gonna go lower. Because her genre technique is like being impacted by her other technique. And that is just, you know, and because in this competitions, they're both mixed. In Summit, they're gonna be mixed. And then in sort of like, you had a good chance with her because she's so highly technical, that if you guys these things, but you need a lot of tweaking. You guys have a really high chance because of her technique. It's so high. Her dance technique is so high. It's so precise. So that can really, really help you. But you gotta really tweak everything else, because if there's another person, like if Colombians come in, you don't have a chance, because Colombians have the girl and the boy, and both salseros, and then they're both ballerinas, and both and have like the choreography they've been doing for a full year, like it flows, you know. So that's why, like, we gotta just get clever about this. She needs to hold herself, that it looks too much like she's doing it all. So we need to make sure, we need to make it in a way that it looks like even that move, you are leading it, you know? Oh, it all looks like she's dancing on her own. You guys have very little connection. You look at her, but she's in her own world. When I ran your choreo, this is as fast as I have to. So I'm gonna give you a really long connection, because you're not connected in many ways. I don't know if you come from casino or what, but very fake. I'm just trying to make believe that I'm leading her, but in reality, let me see. That's where you gotta have it. It's in between, and it goes with the music. That's what you gotta do.
That last part again.
So right there is perfect because you executed it right. You asked me if you do that, you look like you're like trying to imitate that move, that's gonna like kill you. But you killed it there. It was good. And you did it when the music called for it, and it was not all like just, oh, here's a rumba and here's my other thing, which is something that I see like also like in a lot of people doing bachata. I'm like, why are they doing modern bachata and then they have like a song that makes no sense, is a Dominican traditional or merengue or something? I'm like, people, like, really? No, so this was a perfect transition. This is the transition you got to look for. But you already overextended your 20%, you see? So it's better to have like little things, but they make sense. And it goes with the music and you guys executed it right. So this is what you got to look for. You need to work a lot on your technique, a lot. Because I noticed and I think that was the part where like you held her and you're holding her too back, because your lead and follow very like casino, very on one, like old times old on one, very like hold. And that is not connected. That is like yanking, and it's like making things happen in social. But right there, you're not dancing social, and you're pulling her, but she's going on her own. It's just like, it's no. And it's all because of your posture. And yeah. How long has she been dancing salsa?
Nicole, you're on here, right?
I've been dancing salsa for about 5-ish years, but started getting actual training 3 years ago.
Okay. Yeah. Focus on the salsa. When people see you, they're gonna be like, oh, great, she's a ballerina. She's gonna win. No, like, it's the opposite. It's like, she's a ballerina. Let me see. I bet she cannot dance salsa. That's what they're gonna see. But you gotta prove them wrong.
Yeah.
So you gotta be like, this thing that you do in rumba is like really good, but your salsa is just very wishy-washy. Your lead and follow technique is just not there. It looks like you don't social dance. So do you
I actually don't social dance? I don't really like to social dance.
Oh my God. You see that for instance, I don't know you, I don't know where you're from, but I know that you don't social dance. That's not gonna help you.
Okay.
So I would really like to work with you guys as a pair.
Yeah.
Obviously everyone that I work with, for instance, in this program that I have, if you guys are gonna compete in Euroson, you need to do this, because we need to go hard, and like, we gotta change your choreography. We actually gotta change your choreography, and we gotta work with you on a regular basis. I gotta have you guys do this on Tuesday, this on Wednesday, like certain things, not rehearse. No, it's like, you gotta work on this on Tuesday, on this on Thursday, and this, and then on Friday you turn in your video. On Saturday we check it. We do the class. Like, for instance, I'll fix your she needs to go on the basics, and also I'll give you guys exercises to make that lead and follow get fixed in 3 months, which is very little time, because we're like trying to compensate for years of not social dancing, your ¿cómo se dice? In the Racing Stars, a lot of people are like professionals, and a lot of people in the pro are not good. So that semi-pro is the hardest whatever is lower than pro is gonna be the hardest, the hardest, ¿cómo se llama?
Category.
Category. Because the pros, the pro division is almost nowadays is almost like just ghetto. And the one below is the one that where everyone who's been dancing hard and who's like really good, but they don't want to be pro are. And that's always the hardest, the more sophisticated one, right? So even though you Nicole is so highly trained and it can help you a lot, you guys gotta just add in all the other things so it looks polished, it looks like tight, because right now it looks like spiky, like this. It looks like very high on this and really like disconnected on everything else, you know? So yes, I think yes. Do you have any questions?
I think just the first one, and then also, so we have a trick in there. That trick's gonna change because of the categories. You either fully cabaret or you're classic on
Don't
two,
do
like
cabaret.
Summit.
Do classic. Go to classic.
Classic, yeah, that's what we want. Regional competitions here that allow for a couple tricks
And where?
as well. In San Francisco, like
Oh,
John and Liz's West Coast
okay.
Latin dance.
That's good. Yeah. Girl. Yeah, so even though it's beautiful, it's not connected. So the good news is that you guys already have a choreography. The bad news is that you have to change it. You have to tweak it. And the more bad news is that you have to work a lot, not on the choreography, on your connection. And that is not something that just happens by rehearsing. It's just you gotta like what I showed in the car thing. Like you gotta tweak in cycles. So I really hope that I can work with you guys. Please, but don't go. We're gonna answer these questions. Y lo voy a hacer. Okay. Okay, this is it. Esto preguntó, Daniela asked, what are the criteria? I think it maybe in John and Liz's might be the same criteria unless they split technique in dance technique in genre technique. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to be judging that competition next year. I was supposed to go this year, but we couldn't organize it. But okay, so the criteria, there's 11 criteria in general that I see people using in their competitions, but in this too, in Euroson and Summit, these are the criteria. The thing that changes is that the way they give to different things. For instance, over here, the timing is 25%, and in Summit is 20%. Also, in when you read Euroson, you see that specify the 1 and the 5 or the 2 and the 6. So that it's just, that means that you need to be always on the 1. If you switch it, they're not gonna think that that's cute. In Summit, they're okay with you dancing on 6 or on 5. Musicality, technique, as I mentioned, they mix both. Difficulty, connection. When you're dancing solo, it usually means connection means control. choreography and originality. Choreography, well, there's just a lot to choreography. Choreography design is what we judge. The design of your choreography, and then it's also if it's you. Because if the choreography is really good, but it clearly doesn't fit you, then that choreography is not intelligent, and therefore no. And originality, big thing. And as I said at the beginning, judges are they have your place in their hands. So judges get very annoyed by everybody looking at the same. You got to be careful about that. And stage presence. In Euroson, they say stage presence, and over here in Summit, overall presentation is presentation and stage presence. A lot of competitions separate because there's two different. It's one thing to be presented well, and another thing is to have stage presence. Daniela asked me if you can, if it's possible to go in different levels, and the answer is yes, but you got to be very careful. In Euroson, if you go in different levels, you can go up and down one level, but you have to change choreographies. You cannot use the same choreo for the two levels. In Summit, you can. This one, very important. How important is acrobatics in choreo? Acrobatics are important, but if you don't do them right, or you don't do them in the right place, they can hinder you. They can definitely hinder you. If you do them right, it can affect you positively in difficulty, also in choreography, but it has to be integrated the right way. And it has to be integrated the right way with the music and with the flow of the choreo. In connection, because it shows control. If you do it well, then your control. And that was the thing that I told Daniela, for instance, the reason why I was thinking that her connection is bad, or her control, is because of her tricks. Her tricks were not well executed, therefore is going to hinder her connection grade. It can also hinder your technique, your dance technique, because for instance, if you come in and out and then your legs are not well placed, or your hands are not well, if you don't plie before you go, if you don't plie before you leap, if you don't plie after you leap, things like that, then even if you do it very well, the fact that you don't execute the trick with technique, it shows bad technique. So it's gonna not be good. And then also it can hit, okay, this person has really good technique because they're doing this right. Legs extended, feet pointed, good turnout, a good engagement of the upper body part. That was the thing that I saw in Victor's choreo. With Victor, the lift was good, but she was not holding herself up. Victor, you had a good technique for lifting. She was not engaging her body properly. But if you did it right, then that adds to that. How it can impact your stage presence. When you don't do a good trick, your face looks all like sloppy. You look all scared. It just makes it breaks the flow of your presence. So you look all like this, you know? And like when you're making too much effort, when you're coming off the floor and you're like making an effort, it just shows that you're not in control. It gets you out of character. So it doesn't help. But if you do everything right, it can hit your stage presence. Like, you're like, wow, you look really confident and you express that. But if you do it without technique, it affects everything, right? Instead of helping. Also, another thing is that if you do too many tricks, then a choreography looks uneven. Unless you're in cabaret. If you're in cabaret, you need to do half tricks, right? But if you are doing solo and you do too many tricks, it's not good. Even if you do the tricks right. And this happens to a lot of guys, the ones in Colombia, they just do trick after trick after. It's not good. And then also, if there's a limit to tricks and you do too many, like in classic, there's only, I think in Summit you can only do 3. If you do too many, then you get disqualified, you get points deducted. And also, if you don't do tricks correctly, it's very dangerous for the body. And I see this so much, people doing being in teams and they do tricks, and the teams don't get trained for the tricks. They don't get trained by a trainer of tricks, and therefore they just run the choreos without training, without skill development, technique. They get injured. I've seen that so much. It's not fun to see, to watch. What I observe in competitors is that a lot of them believe that adding a lot of tricks automatically gives them points, or makes them win. And I see this because a lot of people go like, well, why didn't this person win? They had amazing tricks. And I'm like, yeah, but everything else was disconnected. The tricks were perfect, but everything else was not right. So there's seven criteria. Tricks can be probably only one, the difficulty or some things, but then difficulty is not only tricks, it's also other things. So it can help you, but it can it's not all at all. And then in the practice, what I notice is that they focus so much on the tricks that they forget about everything else, and they don't focus on the timing. They don't care about timing. And that happens a lot of times before, even in the choreography base, in the choreography design, even in the choreography ¿cómo se llama? Lydia, if you're here, please, anyone who's in salsa, bachata, ballet, please let them know later that I'm going to be 30 minutes later than what I said. Okay, so one thing that I notice is people design their choreography with the tricks in mind, which is not a bad idea, but they don't mind the timing. And you notice how like in Euroson that's 25%. So you don't design, and a lot of times, like I've had people that are like already champions hired to go and clean up their choreographies a week before the competition. But the problem is not that their dancers are not well. The problem is that the choreography has bad timing. You cannot change. One thing is to change bad timing in execution, which cannot be fixed in 1 week. But bad timing in design can definitely not be fixed in 1 week or 1 month. You need to design at least 3 months before. That happens a lot because people focus too much on the tricks, and rehearsing the tricks, putting in the tricks. It's just a lot. And then they spend too much time in rehearsals with that. So they don't focus on other things. And then the results is that I see that people, when they don't have the proper technique and they don't have dominion of the tricks they're doing, their entrances and then the exits are sloppy. Como les estaba diciendo, por ejemplo, ahorita a Víctor y a Dani, les estaba diciendo que sus entradas y salidas están muy anunciadas, o está, por ejemplo, en Víctor están anunciadas y en Dani están sucias. Y esto afecta the next part of your move. And then it can hit you in your timing because you can get off beat because trying to rush or because you get off too early or too late. So, and it hits you in musicality. If you don't hit the trick properly, it's not gonna make sense with the musicality, and the choreography just looks mediocre. So you gotta be very smart. Instead of going about just adding tricks like randomly. What people need to do is that they need to have a strategist. Like you can be a strategist, but if you're not, you need to hire a strategist, a coach for competition, because competition is very different than shows. So that was one of the reasons why, like, I went to, because I'm gonna bring judges to this program to help you guys with your pieces, right? But I was going like, I'm gonna just hire judges that are judging Euroson or Summit. But then there are so many judges that are not competition judges. I don't know how that's gonna pan out. I'm going to bring judges that are judges for competition, people that have been judging for a long time and people who have won competitions. Because it's very different to do a choreography for competition than a choreography for a show. So you need to have the strategy, and then the coach, whoever is going to rehearse with you, and then your choreographer. Choreography has to be different from, so the choreography has to be strategized, designed in a way to hit the criteria with acro. You need to have a coach that explains to you how to do it right, how it looks right, because a lot of people just do it thinking that just doing it is fine, and it's not. Is you also have to do it right. Because, you know, like Michael was asking me, hey, do you guys judge rumba separately? Yes, we do. We also judge ballet separately. We contemporary separately, tricks separately. So if your tricks don't have the trick technique, you're not gonna get the points from that trick. There was a competition, the World Latin Dance Cup, that gave you 5 points for trying to do the trick, if the trick was very hard. So it gave you, in cabaret, they gave 5 more points for difficulty. Meaning, if you go there and the difficulty is really high, the trick is really high, but you suck at it, I'm still gonna give you 5 points. But that was that competition, because the owner of that competition was a cabaret dude from Colombia, the guy who lives in Dubai. But these competitions are not like that. So you're better off staying away from tricks. But the thing is that if you don't put tricks, then people who do have tricks are gonna win, because your choreography is gonna be flat. Like I told Yojin, she needs to add more difficulty, but you've got to be careful about doing something. I'm gonna teach her how to do that. So we're not gonna go for a trick that is like that some Colombian is doing. No, we're gonna do a trick that she can do. And even though right now she cannot do it, we're gonna get her to do it, because 3 months is enough for that kind of thing that we're gonna come up with. Now I'm gonna move to the next question. That is, how do you approach coaching minors? What is the best competition to bring minors? I would say with minors, if you are a coach I would stay away from the major competitions, because they are very expensive. The parents are not gonna understand that thing. So you wanna stay local for as long as you can. And also, so just avoid big competitions, because it's just too much stress. Unless that kid has been competing for 3 years, then avoid that. Common coaching mistakes. So how would you approach coaching for minors for competitions? I would say avoid letting parents believe that by going to your school 2 times a week, they're ready to go to Euroson. That's not true. You gotta, if you wanna go and compete and then make a good, do it well for the kids, have the kids take classes every day, and have them take classes for everything that they're doing. If you're gonna be adding ballet moves, have a ballet coach. If you're gonna have gymnastics, have a gymnastics coach. You have to have those kids training every day, and then rehearsing twice a week is fine. But you gotta train, and you gotta teach this to the kids. So one thing that I noticed is that just people have the kids dancing and then having things because kids are so flexible. They have them do flexibility things, but they're not well placed. They have them do ballet moves that they cannot do because being flexible doesn't mean you're a ballerina. And this I see so much. People, the kids kicking really high, but it's like it's twisted, or the ankles are like their ankles are very. And I can see when somebody's trained and somebody's not trained. I recently in the Crown there was a kid, no, from the Dominican Republic. What makes you memorable? That kid was memorable because that kid was like, I could tell that she was a ballerina, but she didn't do one ballet move. Well, she like a couple, but she didn't do a section of ballet. Her salsa was on point. Everything was on point. And when she was doing her basics, her ankles were articulated and strong. She was not wobbling, even though she was 9. Her salsa was spot on, and everything that was not salsa was incredible. She was lengthened. Her arms were perfect. And a lot of people, a lot of coaches think that because a kid has a lot of flexibility and is very fearless, they can throw them into the floor and they roll on the floor and do this. And I'm like, the kids are like double jointed. I saw kids also in the Crown, double jointed, going on the floor and then just doing these things, and their feet were all over the place. And I was like, oh my God, somebody kill me. Also, another thing is I don't think that is a smart move. And it's your responsibility as a coach to be responsible for the kids. So you cannot be having your kids do exotic moves. One thing is contemporary dance, heels, and exotic. That's a different. Heels dance has contemporary moves, but the part that's actually called exotic is the ones that look like very sensual, very sexual, whatever. And those are for adults, and that's not bachata. Like, and it's not for kids. So if you're in bachata doing that, an exotic move, you better do it right. But if you're in bachata doing an exotic move, you better not be a minor, because it's very irresponsible. Also, kids that I've seen many kids doing like things like flamenco, ballet, contemporary in the choreographies or tricks, not well executed. That shows me right away that the coaches don't know, and they don't hire the coaches who know. And this is what you got to do. You're coaching kids for competitions. You need to bring coaches for the particular things that you're doing. If you're dancing flamenco, bring out flamenco coach. Otherwise, don't add flamenco, because judges are not going to be like, oh, how cute. Same thing happens with 40 or the over 40. Judges don't get impressed by you adding moves that your dancer cannot execute well. So instead of like adding things that don't match, train your dancer so that whatever they do, they can execute. That's my how I would approach coaching minors for competition. And so, another thing for kids, and this is a major thing. This is not for competition, it's for everything. No exotic heels floor rolls for kids, please. It's inappropriate, and it's not bachata. Don't bring minors to where the organizers or the MCs or the judges have predatory history, because they're going to be approaching the kids. And this is not this is not a minor thing. Like, this is like reality, guys. And I know for a fact people that are the MC, the judge, and they are predators, like for real. And you got to be very careful about that. I think when you take kids to a competition, be very mindful, because also they're going to these people are going, when they see them there, they're going to approach them later on in social media or something. So you got to be careful that that's not what, that you did not bring your kids to those places. And then don't send them unsupervised to socials, especially to socials that are bachata or any social. Minors that are like 13 to 17 to 18, be careful when you send them to socials, because it's not a joke. I know what I'm telling you guys. Okay, let's move on. Correct coaching foundation is focused on solid foundation, timing, posture, body control, and gradually scale. So start with local competitions, then nationals, and then go to internationals. And then choose an age-appropriate choreography that highlights their strengths. And teach parents and kids that winning means strategy plus technique and no shortcuts, okay? Okay, next thing. Rubrics and evaluation. Depends on the competition. Some competitions have you judging one criterion, some competitions have you judging all of them. As you notice, I'm having here the simulator that I made for my students. There is one judge who is the head judge and is a scrutinizer. So if there is there's something in your competition or in your grade, then they are the ones that look it up. But one thing that I gotta tell you about this, as I mentioned, we are judging, right? And then when we click that button, that go to a computer or to a system, and the grade is right there, and you will see it on the screen in most competitions, like in the Crown. So I'm not sure how it goes, but this is why you gotta be very, very careful about how, even if there's a mistake, that mistake is not gonna be reviewed until later after the competition. And there is rules that say that it's gonna be a 24-hour period that you go, and then you get third place because of something that the judges didn't see. You have beef with one judge. I don't think that's the case, but I've heard that there has been things like that. Imagine that there's something that happened, for instance, and it happened to me. The coaches that I had, choreographers that I had for one of my teams, decided to add way too many tricks into the competition, right? Of course, when we went to the competition, we won absolutely everything. But then when one of the people that got second place saw, they saw that we had too many tricks, they took away our first place and gave it to them. But you know what? It was already announced. So you think, who do you think has the trophies? I have the trophies. And I don't think that's right, but you know, that's how it is. And the reason why is because you gotta be very careful about, for instance, for the next thing, you better believe that I was like, we're not gonna do this again. Like we gotta check how many tricks are allowed in the competition, because if the judges pick it up right away, then we're gonna lose, right? So you gotta be, especially with your timing and a lot of things, you gotta be very clear. You cannot be wishy-washy about your timing. Like for instance, Michael, when your girl was, when Nicole was stepping back on the one, that right there is gonna give you at least 1 point less, and then 1 point less by 25%. That's a lot. That's 2.5 points. That's a lot, you know? So it's just like, imagine. So good. Okay, now one defines difficult if there are no tricks. And this is a major thing because a lot of people tricks, and they're like, well, if why didn't I win is that because I don't have enough tricks? And the answer is yes and no. Because if you have enough tricks, that you added many other things, or if you see somebody who doesn't have, let's say, you have somebody who has a lot of tricks and very well executed, but then you have another person who wins. This is the explanation is this. The difficulty is not only the tricks, it's also being able to do the spins and the turns. Your spins and turns, do them clean and with control, right? So I think it was Victor who had the spins on one foot. The girl had one foot on the floor. Those give you a lot of points, but because they were not well done, then forget about those points. Nicole had those turns, even though you're turning, they look heavy because your technique is not there. So then that difficulty is, you're not going to be added points for turns because your turns are not clean. Oh, and then also in Summit, and there are other competitions where you cannot do so many spins in one foot. Just, you gotta check that. Syncopated footwork, for instance, the one that Jojin had, that adds points because not only it's syncopated, but it's well performed with syncopation. Like syncopation is well performed. It doesn't look erratic, and it's also musical. It goes with the music, and it's just sophisticated, so it's quality, not quantity. Coordination with body and lines. So when if you're coming in, for instance, and this is how Michael and Nicole could really excel. If you get to the point where you can go from the ballet technique to the salsa technique seamlessly, which right now you don't, that's gonna add a lot of points in difficulty, because it's very hard. Like what I told you about this girl, the one from Dominican Republic, she would go in and out like nothing. It was like flawless. And that's what you gotta, because that gives you a lot of it, because since it's so difficult, judges go like, wow, that's super difficult. Like, agility and being dynamic, like not staying in one place, and that was, Mariel Ponce sent me a video, and she's a pro. It's really good, but the energy is very stagnant. If you go there and then you have other people that are like very dynamic, then you're not going to win. So because they got this other thing that being dynamic impacts your technique criteria, impacts difficulty, and it also impacts your choreography. And texture and movement, that's so important, and it's so difficult, because I see a lot of people just being high, like everything is like like some Colombians or back in the day, and there's no texture in their movement. Everything is staccato, everything is hard. They don't have this, or people that just do this, right? I tend to like be very like soft, so I always have to think about like mixing it up, right? The good thing for me when I used to be a competitor is that my choreographer, the guy that I choreograph with, is very opposite of me. So then we would mix very well, because his name is Luis Mujica. I'm sure you probably have heard of him. And he is like the opposite. So he doesn't know how to like low and up, and he does everything, and then I am very like soft. So then we mix it, so that's very good. That's that when you're able to do that. But it's hard to teach this to students. It's very hard, because students, especially adults, it's hard, it's very, very hard. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys real quick about, I have a lot of other questions to answer, but I gotta talk to you guys about my program that I'm gonna start next week. So it's gonna be every week we're gonna meet for technique classes. And see, the thing is that there's just a lot of technique, but not everybody has to do the same technique. So everybody, whoever joins me, like I'm gonna give you guys a special path. So it's gonna be like, you have to do this challenge, and you have to do this other one, and you gotta do this in your choreography, and you gotta do this other thing. But you gotta take this class live, or this class that I've already recorded. I have a ton of classes. I'm teaching a 12-week technique for competition. That is not ballet technique. It's not salsa technique. It's ballet is a competition technique for everything. So, and I'm giving these classes that are going to be 4 hours long. So it's going to be Friday and Saturday recorded as well. The first one is going to be train and strategize to win. So that like what we've been doing here. And then second is going to be choreograph for competition, because most of you guys have to tweak your choreography. And that takes a little bit of time. Choreograph for competition, then the next one is going to be tricks and difficulty. The reason why I started with this one like so early is because that requires skill development early and on an early stage. You need to not just rehearse the tricks, you need to fix your weaknesses so that you can get to do the tricks solid. You know, but before we tweaked your choreography and we said, we're going to take this move out, put this one in. Like for instance, in the case of Daniela, let's say that she joins this one, right? With Daniela, I'm not going to change her choreography. Her choreography is really is good, but I'm going to work with her on the third class. I mean, I'm going to start with the first in the technique classes, but this is where we're going to be explaining why the way she does her tricks is like hitting her difficulty level, right? And with everybody else is going to start with, oh, for instance, like with Yojin, I'm going to add moves in her choreography so that when she goes into this class, she understands why we're doing that and why we've been training so that she can do these tricks that I'm going to give her over here, right? Then dance technique versus genre technique, major thing, like, you know, being flawless in both techniques. You don't have to dance like a ballerina if you don't want to, but you cannot be hunching, or you cannot be doing your rond de jambes turned in and things like that we always add, right? Timing and musicality, big one, especially in bachata. Most people just don't care about the timing. They don't know how to do timing. They're only doing musicality, and the musicality is not even original. It's very obvious and it's very copied. So it's just like a major thing. And then stage presence and performance power. Those classes are going to be Fridays and Saturdays. And then the Saturday classes are going to be, we're going to start with general competition technique, talking about how to score high in every rubric, like meaning what every criteria requires and how it looks like for the judges, depending on the competition. Then we're going to move on to genre technique. This 3 months is very little to fix technique, but we can do it because we're going to just be focusing on this. I've trained a lot of ballerinas to dance salsa because that's who I am, right? Like I'm a ballerina who learned to dance salsa and bachata a long time ago, but like when I started, it took me a good 10 years to get it. But everything is like, the good thing is that you gotta focus just on those 2 minutes of your choreo. The good thing is that you guys already have a choreo, so we're gonna just focus on those 2 minutes, and those 2 minutes we're gonna make them look like your lead and follow for salsa is spot on. 3 months is okay if we focus just on that, on those spots, right? But this technique, you gotta continue doing it later on for the moment when to become a pro, which you should become a pro in 2 years. I don't think you should rush it, but shouldn't wait either. I think 2 years is a good time, but right now we would work on that. Dance technique, lines, posture, balance. Again, you don't need to dance ballet, but if you're gonna be doing anything that is not salsa or everything, but even the way they step shows me that they have that technique. So that is, dance technique is not only ballet technique, it's also how you hold your posture, how you spin, how you spot, how you have balance, control, all that stuff your lines, everything. Fusion technique is going to be the fourth one, and that's going to be how we go in and out so it doesn't look patchy. You don't go in salsa looking like a ballerina, and you don't go into your ballet moves looking like a salsero or like a something. Timing. I don't know. The next one is going to be musicality. I'm going to do musicality first, because if we do timing first, people get very confused. And then they go like, well, but then this, how do I hit that? So what I'm going to go is first, we're going to move into musicality, explain how to do musicality the right way, the way that it actually shows the judges that you're hearing something that they're not hearing. Not that you are copying the move that somebody else did in that same section. For instance, bachata. Everybody in bachata goes with the bongos or percussions, and they do either shimmies or they, you know, I'm going to show you how with like musical, before I was a professional salsa dancer, I was a recording artist, a professional musician. And before that, when I was an engineer, I teach techniques that nobody else teaches, because that was my job. I was a recording artist, wrote my songs and played my instruments. And so that's why I know that. Timing, the accuracy, the syncopations, and the consistency. A lot of people think that timing is like just stepping the timing, but it's not. It's like also how you step, because it depends on what part of your body, like you're stepping. Like for instance, with Michael, you guys skipped to get to the next move, even though you were on time, and you would be like, no, but I was the one right before. So you got out right before it ended. So it's there's techniques for hitting the timing well. Then we're gonna do tricks technique, then floor work technique, being like the one that Daniela and everybody needs. Spin technique, everybody needs this. Difficulty and strategy, adding complexity without chaos. Then agility and dynamics. I think everybody needs this. I need this one. And then later on, we're going to do stage presence, laboratory. And then we have all these challenges that we do during the week. We have challenges that we do every day. Teodora is in the challenges. We're going to get Stefan and Livia to do the challenges. So we have challenges for every day. I tried doing them too, only I got injured this week. But for splits and fan kicks done the right way, Daniela, porque fan kick is not just the fan kick, it's flexibility, it's turnout, it's solid, everything. To improve spins and balance, strengthen feet technique, conditioning for tricks, develop flow work and handstands, and that I'm going to have you do. Refine your salsa and bachata basics, major thing. Control body rolls, build core and hip flexors, increase back flexibility and strength for arabesque, extensions and lines. Víctor, este es el que necesita tu niña para hacer el escorpión. Y nail leaps and jumps for explosiveness and clean landing. So this is all we have. So it's going to be super intense, 12 weeks. And what you guys are going to do is send me your video every week, and then we're going to meet, and I'm going to do those doodles on top of your video. And then we're going to meet for cleaning up. And then also we're going to meet for taking the class so that you understand how to do the move right. And also we're going to meet for the boot camps. The boot camps are not live, that you do them on your own time, and it only takes 20 minutes a day, 10 to 20 minutes. But what I'm saying is that it's all the time. Oh, and also I'm going to bring 3 judges also to help, because we're going to be judging you like every week. We're going to be like, at this point, you get this much in timing, this much in this much in that. and that's gonna be moving on. So we're gonna be doing this every week. Teodora, are you competing in the European competition this year? Or Stefan and Lydia, what are you guys competing in?
In Spain in October.
In October. Is that Salsa Nama, or is it a real competition?
No, it's choreography. It's La Negra.
Oh, ay, cabrón. Okay. In October, how many weeks do we have? 4?
It's 50 days from now.
So do you guys have any questions about this? This is going to be, Livia and Stefan, just so you know, this is going to be like we've been doing it, but like on steroids.
We're doing nothing.
Because you guys are not competing, but Teodora has been every week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And she's, you know, like, I'm going to give you guys an example how we work. Teodora is an amazing dancer. So they showed me Teodora a long time ago, and I was like, she's amazing, right? But we didn't stop at she's amazing. And you've won many competitions already, right, Teodora? Yes.
Yes.
So when they showed me Teodora, I'm like, yeah, she's amazing. She already wins. They want her to be the world champ. So for instance, 2 weeks ago, we went over, Daniela, ¿andas por ahí? ¿O ya te fuiste? ¿Ando por ahí, Daniela? Bueno, 2 weeks ago, we saw that move that Daniela was doing. I told Teodora, you need to fix this move. The next week, I explained to her, with her being in class, I broke down the move and told her, this is how you do it. This is how you don't do it. I went in the video and then I explained where she's doing it wrong, where she's doing it right. Then I gave her in another class exercises to strengthen the muscle memory in the back. Fixing that move took 2 weeks. I think it's 3 weeks because we still don't have it 100%. I hope that we have it this week. I went to Romania and then I was like, they already had some choreography and I was like, we're going to switch this and this. And every week they change the choreography according to what I say. You know, like this part, work more on this, work more on that. And for instance, Lydia and Stefan are musicians, or Stefan, you're a musician, right? Or both of you?
I am.
So like they're both really good at choreographing with percussion, with syncopations, and that's really good. And they're also focused a lot in Afro-Cuban. So I'm like, we're gonna use that, but we're not gonna overextend ourselves. Just do everything that way, you know. So also, we're not gonna do everything Afro-Cuban. Even though Teodora can do Afro really well, the choreography is not all Afro, you know, so we mixed it up. I'm going to choreograph in this part, you're going to choreograph in this other part, somebody else is going to choreograph, like, you know, that's the way we work. I hope to have all of you join my program. If you join today, I'm going to give you guys a flexibility band that you're going to need for a lot of your things. Now, I think I already answered all this, but basically what I want to say, and this was a question, I don't know which one of you guys asked this, but basically you have to have fusion in your choreography, and it's not because it's a rule, it's because that's reality right now. And if you don't have fusion, you're gonna go in with something that is gonna be very likely very not stage ready. So you have to fuse your choreography with something that makes it look more fancy. And news for everyone is that those moves that are like rond de jambes, the kicks, the kick ball change, the fan kicks and all that stuff, that's not salsa, that's not bachata, that's fusion already. But the problem is like doing too much of it. So where the problem starts is when you add a full section of another dance, and that was the thing that I was telling you, that Michael, if you add a full section of Afro, it just not very clever. It's better to just add like little pieces like what you did in the middle. I have do with his choreographies, like just let's add it here, let's add it there, let's add it, but not the full thing. And also when things are added, in your case, everyone here is really good at Afro-Cuban. People add Afro-Cuban and they don't know what they're doing. And that's like awful. And if you have some sort of like purist in the judging panel, you're done, because they're gonna be upset at you that you're not doing their religion well, So and also when is a problem? When if you add your fusion like ballet or contemporary and it's not well done, it's really bad. When it hurts your score is if done correctly, it increases in difficulty, choreography quality, and aesthetics. But if done wrong, it destroys your technique, connection, choreography, difficulty, originality, and even presentation. A good choreography never highlights your weaknesses. If you add fusion and expose your poor technique, it kills your score. Now also you gotta be careful about the 20% rule. Most competitions allow only 20% of other rhythms. And if you cross that line, your place is no longer considered, your piece is no longer considered bachata or salsa. It looks patchy. And if those outside sections are not well executed, then forget it, right? That's even worse. Okay, so fusion is not bad. It's not forbidden. It's actually pretty good, but it needs to be intentional. It needs to be technical, minimal, and strategic. Otherwise, it backfires harder than almost anything else you could do. I have had people do a choreography with and I have them do like really well. There's a competition where I only judge technique, only one criteria, and I have this girl be like 9, and then in the end she screws up and she does a move that she shouldn't do because she doesn't have the qualities to do it. That drop right at the end. It's not a minor thing, guys. It's a major thing. And basically full sections of other dancers or poorly executed moves destroys your technique, connection, choreography, originality, and aesthetics. What is your perception? Okay, the big myth. Many ballerinas or dancers from other genres think that because you're a ballerina, you can just walk in and then win. Not the truth. Also, this happens with a lot of coaches that think that because they're like, or dancers who are like, I'm just gonna bring a ballerina to dance with me and we're gonna win. No, that's not how it goes. Why? Because winning requires mastery of the rhythm and learning to transform your ballet, contemporary, or hip hop, so it transitions in and out of salsa and bachata seamlessly. The reality is that ballet technique doesn't mean salsa or bachata technique, and without rhythm mastery, fusion just looks pasted on top. Transitions are everything, and most dancers don't train them. The solution is that you need a strategist, a competition coach, a choreographer that is like changing your choreography according to the strategy, a technique coach, and a rehearsal coach. So somebody has to be watching your rehearsals, like looking at how you're improving. It needs to be a process, especially with technique, because that technique runs really deep. Both salsa and bachata technique and tricks technique runs really deep with knowledge and with knowledge, experience, and skills. So if you have a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience, but you don't have the skill, then your mind is going to be able to do a lot of things, but your body's not going to be able to. So it just makes no sense, Like, for instance, I have a lot of knowledge but I cannot jump as high as other dancers can jump. I can have you jump if you have, if your skills, if your legs are so strong, or you have jumps, leaps so strong, I can have you leap way higher than I can leap, but I cannot put in a leap in my choreography. Does that make sense? So unless I work that strength, that's what I mean. And that's the reason why it has to be cyclical, because all of these things take time. So you gotta build the strength, learn the technique, build the muscle memory, put the move, come back, rehearse it, come back. So it has to be a cycle. And every week in this 12 weeks, we gotta just run in cycles this way. This question was, I actually made a whole YouTube video for this. I haven't posted it just yet because I'm editing it, but this was a very important question. Somebody asked me, and this guy is my student actually, he asked me, what are the key factors that determine the small differences between scoring podium and fourth place? And that, I was like, are you for real? Are you really asking me this? And the reality is that everything counts. It's a math game. I don't know if you saw a video that I posted where I had I'm just gonna do it right now, real quick. Okay? A person scoring like this has 7.85. This person, watch what they have really high. Their timing is really high, okay? 7.85. Their timing is 8.8. Their choreography is 6 because it just looks whatever, and Difty is 5.9, okay? So it's flat. Great. This is a perfect example of somebody who is a really good salsero, but doesn't understand the meaning of a choreography for a competition, right? So comes in flawless salsa, flawless timing. The timing is flawless. Genre technique is really high, and he has really good posture too, and articulates really well the feet, but doesn't understand how to compete, how to do the competition, right? Okay, so the choreography is very boring. It's really, really boring, right? So there comes another person with a very difficult choreography and crazy difficulty. But they're all over the place because they don't care, and their salsa is not that good. It's very difficult. So their choreography is badass. Oh, but they are because they're like so focused on just like being a show and then doing the trick. The trick is super, super hard. So they get like really high, and then but it's not like amazingly executed. So then they get 7.5 here. So this person gets a 7.74. This person, his choreography is amazing, and it looks very fancy, and they look really good. And actually they're like ballerina, really, really high, but their genre technique is not there because they're not salseros or something, or because of the lead and follow technique or whatever. So even though it looks a lot fancier and the other one looks super boring, the other one wins because of the grade of the score, because the timing, and it's not one thing, it's just everything. It's a combination of all things, even if their timing was not that bad, they still, would not win. So that's That's what I mean. Like just by looking at someone, you cannot see if they're gonna win or not. It's not one thing, it's a combination of everything. So your best bet is to add everything. This is the same question. Oh, song selection, everything, like all this, I'm gonna answer. You did, I already answered this one. What elements make a difference between choreography for show and choreography for competition? For show, you're not gonna be graded. So you can be very creative and you can do anything you want. You can be offbeat, but in competition, you cannot be all musical and just forget about the timing. In a show, you can be super creative. You can have, for instance, like, you know, how Michael and Nicole have a full section for ballet at the beginning. Let's say that you get hired as a couple to perform. That show is pretty good, you know. I mean, I would fix little things here and there, but for a show is good. For a competition, you cannot bring that show that has so much, you know, different sections. So basically that's the difference between show and competition. In competition, you're going to be judged. In show, you're an artist. In a competition, you're an athlete and an artist. This one I'm going to answer later on. January, if you're still there, I don't know if I answered this question throughout all the things that I did. So anyway, anyone has questions? Do you guys have any questions? First of all, any of the things that I said?
Yes, absolutely.
Jen? No, Jen, tú no eres ni pensaba que era. So Michael, what clarify your question?
Yes, it did. Thank you so much.
Like, perfect. Oh, Jen, helping you too?
Of course, it's always helping me. And yeah, a lot of questions also got asked and answered. And we are in the program together. So you helped me also directly. And if these, some questions also got cleared.
Perfect. And later on, I'm going to work with you. Super late there. And
8, it's okay.
Okay, perfect. And you're a night owl. That's good. That's good. Víctor, ¿qué te pareció la presentación? ¿Se te llegaron así como aha moments?
Sí, bastantes. Nada más tenía una duda porque cuando hablaste de los giros en mi coreo se fue el audio. Entonces, para ver bien qué fue lo que falló ahí.
Los giros de ella, pues estaban.
Bueno, sí, los giros.
Pero por ejemplo, eso te puede agregar dificultad porque son giros de un solo pie. Si no los haces bien, te va a quitar.
Y para lo que viene del programa,
de cosas.
Para lo que viene del programa, esa presentación que tuve con mi pareja fue la última. Ya hubo muchas cuestiones, entonces ahorita decidimos tomarnos como caminos separados. Entonces ahí, ¿qué recomendación me darías para yo poderme seguir entrenando?
Es que tú no necesitas entrenar con ella, tú lo que necesitas es entrenarte tú, con quien sea, porque tú como coreógrafo necesitas trabajar en eso y tú necesitas como bailarín y también como maestro. Entonces por eso yo quiero trabajar contigo, pero un año completo.
Sí, está bien.
Yo te necesito entrenar como bailarín, como coreógrafo para competencia y como maestro, como coach de tus alumnos para que los ensayes y veas lo que tienes que corregir. ¿Ok?
Sí, de acuerdo.
Buenísimo. Sí, tengo a Amy. I know that you're not competing right now, but what do you think about this?
That was really great to hear. He said not as much like opportunities right now, and like our teacher is trying to find something to not lose momentum, and still thinking about all the things and keep technique, focus on basics and cleaning.
The good thing is that right now we're gonna start a competition season in Salsa Bachata Barre. It's gonna be really good for you, and now you're gonna be able to connect. Like everything that we do, like you're gonna get more motivated to do your challenges because you're gonna be like, the more I do this challenge, the easier it's gonna be for me in a year to start competing. Because getting your leg to rotate or getting your basics to go well, and then it's gonna take a full year. It's nothing that, oh, I'm just gonna no. It's gonna be, that's what keeps me motivated to do my challenges, and that's why I train all the time, because I know how much I can improve. with little things. Like this last time in pole dancing, I noticed how like a full 6 months of training my back made me arch so much. I did not have that arch. I have zero arch. Why my head was like that's close to my feet. I was like, wow, that's crazy. That keeps me motivated to do my challenges all the time. Even though like I get bored or like it hurts or I'm sweating, I'm like, no, but the more I do it, the higher my leg is gonna go. The more, and stuff like that, the more I'm gonna be able to stretch. So it's really cool. I'm so happy to have you here. What do you think about today's presentation?
Oh, it was in 2012. So after that, I haven't competed, and that too, I'm mainly trained in standard Latin and ballroom. So World Dance Sport Federation, when you mentioned. So that was my initial training before I moved to Salsa Bachata Kizomba. And I have not competed in any of Salsa Bachata Kizomba competitions. I do a lot of performances. I am very picky about whether or not I want to compete, but yeah, it's necessary because I do get a lot of students who want to train and ask for guidance.
I made this a simulator right now about the guy whose choreography was super boring, and then the other guy came in with like amazing everything. That I thought about a competition that I judged in Spain. Where everybody was a ballroom
Yes.
And
yes,
a guy
dancer,
who won,
trained.
the guy who won was from El Salvador. And
oh, yeah.
so like the guy was fat, not pretty. The outfit was whatever, but man, his salsa. Oh my God.
Yeah, that flavor.
Oh my God. And his lines were spot on.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it makes a huge difference. Learning to change those boxes, it helps.
Yes, I hope to have you in my program too, so that I can teach you also how to, like, you can do it like Stefan and Livia. You can bring your students and like first it's just you, then I can see what you think is wrong, or how you approach. And then later on we start adding your kids as they start getting close to a competition. Like 6 months before is the good people that are already ready. If they're competing a full year, I would say,
Yeah, a good head start.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
What time is it?
It's almost 12
here. A full hour.
Half a day. It's 12. It's going to be 12 midnight.
Oh, midnight. Also, so half a day. Hey, that's not bad. Oh, but it's on the next day.
Yes.
So right now it's Sunday?
Yes.
So it's
in 5 minutes.
In 5 minutes. So it's going to be Monday in 5 minutes.
No, Sunday in 5 minutes.
Okay. So then you guys are like not that far
away.
So weird.
Yeah.
I'm leaving there tomorrow night. So
okay, keep me posted.
Yes, perfect. Okay, guys. So everyone is in the WhatsApp chat.
I think I need to be added to the WhatsApp.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Even I need to be added.
Okay, can you please? Do you have did you add the WhatsApp to the
yes, for the form.
The form? Okay.
To the form. Yes.
I did too.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to send you guys the link to the program so you guys can join as soon as you can, because I'm going to need your video. Even if you are not competing, still, I need your video to work with. If you have already turned in your video, then you can use that one. For instance, Michael, if you want to tweak your video, that will be even better, because then that will give you an extra. Everybody gets 12 feedback sessions. Right now, take advantage of this one and then do a new one. Even if it's a rehearsal, try to do one where you correct what we said. And then I'll give you the feedback by the end of the week.
The show tonight, actually.
There you go.
We'll do our best.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much. I'm gonna send you the link, and then I'm also gonna send you the full, if you guys cannot take the classes live, it's no problem because we work, I'm very like focused, and I wake up in the just your video, and then I just be like, you gotta, for people that are competing soon, I need to see who won last competition. And if you competed recently, I need to know who won over you. Okay? ¿Sí lo entendiste, Víctor? Víctor, para ti, por ejemplo, en esta, también quiero que me pongas, aunque no estés compitiendo con esta niña, quiero entender en esa coreografía, en esa vez, quién ganó primero o segundo. Okay? If you guys have great scores, that's even better. If you have scores from other people, that's it. The more information I have, the better I can be very on point with your feedbacks. Okay? Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you because I gotta go teach my other class. Bye-bye.